I recently thought it would be a good idea to watch the the trailers and the teaser trailers for the free Pinocchio movies that are coming out this year. So there are three coming out in we're past the second point into the second half of this year, but there's already three fucking Pinocchio movies coming out. All right, I mean this sort of shit happens, doesn't it? Huh? You just get like all these movies coming in at once. Like it's as if, and maybe this did happen. It's as if like the new Top Gun came out recently. If like two other movies about people in like jet fighters got made, and they were vastly inferior. Hey, it reminds me of when Spielberg's War of the Worlds movie came out. There were two other War of the World movies that came out in the same month. Ugh, this isn't like a coincidence. It seems to be like a purposeful thing. But anyway, so the three Pinocchio movies. So the first one, like I don't know which is first. What the fuck would you call first? The one that's gonna make the most amount of money is the Disney one, because Disney are going through their fucking back catalog of like that. It seems like they're going through like those animated films that they released throughout, you know, from when they started up till the 60s, I guess. So, like, what do they have? Like Lion King's a bit later, I guess. No, really up until the 90s, I guess. So, The Lion King, Dumbo, they had A Lady and the Tramp. I think they've had some other ones as well. I don't know if they've done Snow White. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Oh, they are doing a Snow White. Yeah, right. It's played by a black chick. I think she's half Cuban or whatever. I don't know. And I guess they're not going to have dwarves in them because they're like, oh no, that's offensive. So now we won't cast them in the movie. Oh, that's pay. I think that was like an issue that came up recently. And someone said, I forget who it was. I think Dinklage had a go at it. I really can't remember. I don't know. I'm sure he did. And then some other guy who's like a dwarf actor as well said like, what are you talking about? Like, this is good. Like, it is representation. They're in the movie, and there's nothing like wrong with their representation. Even if you look at the old original one, like what's the problem? And that is true. So they got that one and the Little Mermaid movie, like, and they look terrible. Like, well, I've seen The Lion King, and holy shit, man! I just keep thinking about how fucking awful that was. To put it succinctly, so you don't have to watch a 4-hour YouTube video about it, you know, about it, and why it's crap. What it is like, for Disney originally, with these cartoons where you have anthropomorphized fuck, what's the word? Anthropomorphs. The anthropomorphs, cybermorphs. So they're taking these animals, they're making them seem like humans, not like humans, like characters. So they have like human-like facial expressions, you know? Because it's a cartoon, so kids can watch it and understand like fucking what's going on, and that there's just a bit more emotion and communication being brought across. But no, when they use like not actual animals, but like CG animals that just look like real animals and don't even emote in the same way, but they're using the same lines as the original, it gets completely knackered. It's completely against what the originals were doing. It's so insulting. It is so disrespectful to what the originals are. It's like taking them and completely fucking them up and making them no better at all and releasing them. They look like shit. It's just brown, beige, nothing. Like, you can make a movie like that, like a more adult, a movie for adults rather, and it doesn't have to be cartoony or whatever. That kind of look is appropriate, but not for a kids movie. For kids, like, it's better if it's cartoony and it has more vibrance in it, in the colors and like I'm saying, in the facial expressions of these characters. Like, the kids watch the new Lion King and they're just like, what's wrong with these animals? It's like that shit new Dumbo movie that I haven't seen, but even just looking at it, that to me looked like the most upsetting movie. Like, the original is upsetting enough, but at least you can get on board with it because they have these cartoonish expressions, you know. But in the new one, no, it's just an actual animal that looks sad, but is it sad? Like, I don't know, it's gross. It's gross that they... And it just doesn't work, and it doesn't translate over, and it's just all such a bad idea. But I guess for the Pinocchio movie, it's different. And honestly, like, looking at the trailer, whatever, I don't give a fuck. Just it being the exact same story. At least it looks fine. At least this doesn't seem disrespectful. It just, other than the fact that it looks like a line for line, shot for shot, I'm not sure, remake of the original. Like, it just looks the same. But at least there's nothing being fucked up in converting it from a cartoon into an animated. It's not like, you got the animals or whatever. And it's not like they make the Pinocchio character in it he looks like a real boy, like a cartoon. Like, he looks like a cartoon. He looks like a wooden doll, I guess, that is animated. But he at least looks like the original, and whatever, that's fine, but I don't care. I don't really give a fuck about any of this, I'm sure Jordan Peterson is completely thrilled about all these Pinocchio movies coming out, because he's such a big fan. He's like, whoa, 3 Pinocchio movies in 1 year. I'm going to watch them all and do a deep dive analysis of each and that. So with the Disney one, the Disney one's the one that's just the mainstream. So that's the Pinocchio movie for all the plebs and the normies and the dumb kids. But if you want a Pinocchio movie that's actually going to scare kids, you have the Del Toro one, which I believe is coming out on Netflix. Yeah, and that's the one where, how, like, there's always been, like, it looks, well, speaking of Dumbo, it looks like the Tim Burton-esque, what's his name, Henry Selick-esque kind of stop motion, when you have these, like, freaky kids, in quotes, movies, but they, like, seem more for the adults, or, like, older kids, and the younger kids watch them and just like, it's freaky. I remember when I was a kid, I went to the cinemas, like a weird cinema as well. I think it must have been one of the art house ones, because I don't even remember going there again. But it was, I went as a kid, and I saw some stop motion short films, I think. And I think I enjoyed them, I don't know. Or I was scared. I was just like, what is stop motion? So anyway, I gotta say, like, even this one, I don't know. I suppose I'll watch it. There's nothing really kind of grabbing me about it. It does look a bit off-putting. Like, it doesn't really look. I don't really like this design. Like, I kind of just want the Pinocchio story to kind of just be a bit more of like a streamlined, just right in my vein. Right. It seems like a simple story that you can tell simply, but like the design of this film just seems off. It just seems like I actually do want it to be cartoony, like like the Disney film. I know that sounds fucked up, but this design just makes it look like that stop motion film, Mad God, which I haven't seen, but going on about all the stop motion movies. But like, I actually do want like the simple design of the Disney movie, but I know it's just going to be shit. I know it's just going to be badly written, even though it's probably completely based on the original one. But yeah, I'm sure this Del Toro one's probably better written. I'm just assuming. I'm just talking about the trailers, so whatever. But the whole design of it just looks freaky and like not. It's a certain. It's trying to get into like a kid-friendly vibe, but like the whole design of it is just like too Del Toro-esque. He's just like, I gotta put in all these, for freaky, fucked up things. Gotta make the design look like so messed up. But I'll check it out when I check it out. I'm just not heaps excited, but whatever. I'm not sure how I feel about stop motion. Like, I guess I dig it. It's cool. Whatever. It's just, yeah. I guess I do like that Pinocchio in that one looks wooden, because the stop motion gives him that like kind of like physical feeling. That like it's really there. It's not like a CGI like in the other one. But then again, all the other characters look that as well, so it doesn't actually. It actually does work better in the. I might watch both of them and see. I'll probably be like, oh no, the Disney one's actually better than the Del Toro one. Oh, Mickey Mouse, and getting into the anti-communistic ethos of the Pinocchio story. But I think the good one. the good Pinocchio movie that's coming out this year. It's the one where Pinocchio is voiced by Pauly Shore, and it's just got like absolutely shit CGI. So you got like the real life one, the live action one, where it's a CGI looking Pinocchio. Then the stop motion one, so it's kind of still real life. It's still like a real tangible thing. And then the third one is CG, but it's just shit, straight to DVD CG. For like kids in poor countries, this kind of pirated DVD. And you have Pauly Shore doing the voice of Pinocchio. And when I saw I didn't know that. When I saw the trailer, I thought it was like a gay guy who just graduated from Whopper. It's just like, Dad, when am I gonna be a real boy? And I just thought, oh god, like some of the voice acting just sounds very standard, but that's just like sticks out so badly and it sounds horrendous. And but it's Pauly Shore. What the fuck? What the fuck? And he sounds like he doesn't give a shit. Like he's kind of doing it. It's just like, I realized that. And it sounds like, I guess maybe this is just the trailer, but I'm sure it sounds like this in the movie, where when he's doing his lines, they sound like they've been cut up and stuck next to each other. So he's like, I realized at the end of the day, she was the one for me. And I'm sure that's how it was, because he was probably just going, I'm a real boy. Oh. But I still think that will be the best one, because as I'm saying, it is the most, sentimental, right to the point version. It doesn't have all these like cinematics and theatrics about it, and it's not about like its own design and its own production. No, this is the one that gets into the heart of the story and delivers it right to you, the audience. But I don't know. I've only watched the trailers and the teaser trailers for all these films. I will watch them all in one day with Jordan Peterson. He'll be so excited. Oh, break out the popcorn. So I've unfortunately been thinking recently about, it's really because I guess sometimes at work, or when I'm just not hanging around, but like at a bloody shops or whatever, or I'm in the parking garage in there and they got that music playing, like, but it's mostly at work. Like sometimes I hear music that's, I've just been thinking, it feels like music from 2003, like roughly 2003 to 2013, or maybe even 2015, was like the worst era for mainstream music. And I know that's kind of like two different eras. It's kind of got like the more like really shitty R&B, just like just like R&B is better now. It's got kind of like a, I don't know, what am I trying to say, like a deeper tone to it, and it's just more chill. It's just it sounds like better music. It sounds like better produced, better played music, But back then, it just sounded like it was just trying to like be out there and grab you. And I'm thinking of a few cats like Nelly. I always fucking hated him. His songs suck. They're not like catchy. They just sound gross. They just sound like this shitty, like there's nothing really about them. Like the music sucks. It's kind of more about like the vocals. The vocals suck. They're not really singing. They're barely even rapping. There's not even any auto-tune. There's nothing even done to like present any kind of musicality to their voice. So, you can shit on auto-tune, but at least that does that. And that's probably what they could have done. It's what Nelly could have done with, although he'd probably shit around with it, and I'm sure he already has. But all that kind of like crappy R&B music, it was just, it was just like really, it was really nothing. It was just like really gross and just not catchy or melodic, or I guess maybe a lot of this music was kind of made for the clubs, and that's kind of what I'm getting at with like the next era, like kind of later on, like 2008 maybe it started, I don't know, where it became kind of like real club music, like, I don't know, feeling fly like a G. Wait, I fucked up the feeling G like a fly 6. I don't know. What the fuck is that song? A stupid ass song. Again, there's nothing to it. Like, even in the club, people are just complacent with it. They're just like, oh, I know this tune. I'll just dance to it then. But there could be better club tunes, and you're not putting them on. So you have crap like these songs, and every time I hear these kinds of songs from like the late 2000s, early 2010s, I think of like those YouTube poops, like from CS 188. I always think about them, especially with that Black Eyed Peas songs. I'm a bee. In the poop, he's like, I'm a bee sucking them dicks. I don't really mind sucking them dicks. So at least those songs have got that going for them, which is very circumstantial, but yeah, that's the case with them. Yeah, I just get the feeling that, I don't know, after this particular point, from 2013 or whenever, like up till now, like mainstream music, it's not great, but it's better. There's something about it. I think there's like, it's both trying to be more melodic, trying to be catchier, and also like kind of making the music better, as in like, I get the feeling like this generation, like I guess with the Zoomers, they seem to be they want more chill stuff. Like ads these days aren't quite as, they're not quite as, they're grabbing you by the throat, which is kind of how, I think I'm talking about the culture in general over that time. It was just very like, ignore the Iraq war, just, listen to this. And now that there is no war in the West going on, it's just like, now it's just like, oh God, I've taken too many Xannies, I just want to chill back. So the music now, like I'm saying, is having that like deeper, more chill, laid back feeling, which I fuck with. I mean, I don't love it and listen to a whole bunch of it, but it's better. And it's, when that kind of music comes on when I'm at work, I'm like, all right, this isn't as bad. So I think at work I got to be like, no more music from 2003 during the Iraq War era. No more music from that era, okay? Unless it's Animal Collective. So those are my those are my thoughts on the shitty state. I remember hating it even when I grew up. What a terrible time that I fucking hate the culture I grew up in. I mean, it sucks now as well. It's probably worse, really. But like, honest, like it was just so. I legit think this, and this is gonna sound prudish, but it was pretty fucking sexualized, and I'm not down with that, man. Come on, let me just. I'm not complaining about like as a kid, like, oh, you find porn and you start watching it on the computer, you know, that I've been doing, you know, whatever. Nothing wrong with that, because that porn is porn, and it's there when you want to go to it. It's out of the way, but if you want it, you can go to it easily. That's great. I'm fine with that. It's just like things were just hyper sexual. Back in the day, like in advertising and everything, it was just like sex, don't worry about George Bush, sex, 9/11, sex. And it was just like, you know, and that got me into like fucking masturbating. And I think I was like 11 when I started this shit. I discovered it all by myself, and I was telling all my friends like, hey, you know, you gotta like, when you're looking at these hot ladies, you know, you gotta like, you just rub your dick, you know. And after a while, you get like, whoa, you feel good. I was coming air, seriously. So, like, I blame... The thing that ruined my life the most was, like, these video game magazines that I get as a kid. They had so much fucking... They had, like, naked ladies on them just being like, ooh, yeah, you want it, huh? Yeah, buy my mag. And it's just so cynical. It's so cynical, you know. I don't fuck with this. I don't fuck... Like I say, if you want to look at this shit on your own, go ahead. But why is it in a video game mag? Like... And I know it... Oh, fuck. You know what? Yeah, I guess I'm just a fucking blue-haired feminist about this. Why are they gonna have the fucking... all these girls? They still do now, but they're fat now. No, I'm just kidding. No. Yeah, thankfully, after a while, they kind of... Yeah, like, there's just no more of that. Because it's just such a coy thing to do to, like, lure all these fucking... gross incel nerds like, I wanna read PC Power Play, but I'm gonna jerk off to it first. And that's how you get into porn at 8 years old. So yeah, everything just seemed very I don't know. I remember hearing like a review by Chris Chan's normal half brother about the movie The Real Cancun, and he's talking about this movie like it's a part of like the historical culture. He's just saying it's obviously not a good film, this like stupid reality movie about spring break, but it is interesting just to watch in hindsight, it being like the Iraq War was announced like a few months before, and it's just these kids just celebrating. And he does say, like, you know, they're celebrating, they're drinking, they're puking, they're fucking each other, as you should. Good on them at spring break. So yeah, that's kind of how it was. Like, I still think things are like even more hypersexualized. Not so much in advertising now, but just in fucking everything else, and just the way. You know, you got 88-year-olds walking around the shops wearing, you know, tight sweatpants, and I'm like, oh fuck, why are you trying to make me want to come while I'm at the shops? It's blooming terrible it is. So yeah, fuck this. I'm trying to differentiate myself between these blue-haired feminists. So they're angry because these chicks are hot, and they're not getting paid. They're like, you should jerk off to me, I'm fat. It was started OnlyFans for your fucking feeder lovers. Or was it like objectifying? No, I don't care about the objectification of women. I don't see it as that. And women who do this sort of shit don't see it as that. Remember the grid girls? How like you had these grid girls who were like, ooh, sexy in the fucking car racing. Again, it's just like, oh god, I don't know. I guess that's a bit more of the culture or whatever. But I remember they were like complaining. They were saying, these bitches got us fired. Fuck off. We want to do this. We're not slaves. We want to do this. We work during the week and we do this on the weekend for fun. This is what we enjoy. Fuck off. Fucking blue-haired fat feminists who are jealous. Go die of a fucking fentanyl overdose. Go die of diabetes. So yeah, that's my difference. I don't give a fuck about objectifying. Go ahead and objectify women. We should be objectified, because that's what they are. They're property. You no sooner listen to what a woman has to say than you would from a goat. So anyway, it's on to the next subject. I just, it was a bit much. It's a bit, honestly, I sound like a prude. It was a bit much for like an 11-year-old who just wants to read about video games and just wants to play video games, and I have fucking titties shoved in my face. And I remember, like, when I was even younger, when I was 10, I went over to a friend's house, and he had, like, a fucking D&D mag or something. But he was like, dude, there's naked chicks in this. And he was showing me. And I saw a photo, and I was like, oh, yeah, oh, she's naked, oh. Oh, yeah. When I was 10 years old, I had that accent. Oh, I'm going to jerk off to this when I get home. That's the sound of me ejaculating when I was 10. But I was looking at this woman, like, she wasn't entirely naked. She was wearing, like, what's that clothing called? Like, chain mail? Not chain mail. Chain wear, whatever. Like, made out of, like, the chains, you know. Like, D&D fucking whatever. But I was looking at it, and I remember thinking, where are her nipples? And then I looked down, I was like, where's her crack? I was looking at it like, because it's like, it's covering up a bit, but you know, you would be able to see that nipple, and it wasn't showing. And I was like, I didn't know much about Photoshop back then, but I was kind of thinking like, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, I'm horny. What is this horniness I feel? Oh. And I didn't realize from that point on, my life would go completely downhill for that very reason. And then a year later, I found out about Photoshop, I guess. Yeah, so that was the start of my life being ruined. Yeah, I mean, whoop-de-doo that it's not around so much anymore. I mean, I guess I do see it. No, not so much. Look, yeah, good on you Zoomers for making these ads. Like, not so much fucking... Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Just... buy our product. Oh. I swear, like, there's certain... I mean, I don't fucking listen to the radio, but goddamn, man. The ads on the... Oh, fuck, man. I can't even get into it. I'm so mad. I can't remember exactly... I don't even know what ad it was that I heard on the radio, but it was just an annoying sound, and it made me go like, oh, you know. It made me go like... You know when Chuck Berry was playing with John Lennon and Yoko went on the mic, and Chuck Berry went, ugh, what the fuck? It was just like, well, yo, cut that shit out. I did that exact same thing, and in this ad that plays for like 20 or 30 seconds, they played that same sound 4 times. I think it was for Thirsty Campbell. So I'm not going there anymore. I'm not drinking anymore. I am not drinking alcohol ever again. Like, not even at any other bar. I'm not even going to go. That's how much I'm boycotting Thirsty Campbell. I'm not thirsty anymore. I'm pissed off instead just because you made that sound 4 times. Get it out of my fucking ears. I feel like I'm doing the same thing now with, like, the way I'm talking. Annoying sounds. Man, my voice was deeper when I was a teenager. My voice was deeper when I was... What the fuck happened to my voice? Why did it go deeper and then back to, like... I'm basically 13. Like, by the time when I was 13, I sound like I do now. Then when I became, like, 15, 16, I was like... video games. Ooh, tits. But then I went back to this. What the fuck? Why do I sound like I'm 13? What's the deal? I'm sounding like I'm 13. Don't fuck me or you're a pedophile. Alright, I guess I got some other shit to talk about. Nah, not really. I mean, well, speaking of music, I just gotta quickly wonder, when's Cog gonna release a new album? Because they were releasing singles since 2018, and I think they were saying we got a new album on the way, and then the fucking frontman is going... Earlier this year, he was like, oh, no, bloody vaccinations for me, no thank you, this is bullshit. Not fucking putting this experimental shit into me, kids. And then it's like, oh, well, are you going to release a new album or what? Because I'm sure, like, I get the feeling, unfortunately, or maybe not, I don't know. Well, obviously I like their music, and their music is, like, quite political and all, like, you know, they don't really care about us. It's that kind of thing. It's that kind of theme, but... I wonder, I get the feeling half of their audience, even back in the day, have grown up to be hell liberal, like, no, why aren't you taking the vaccine? You trying to kill grandma? And then the other half are like, you're not putting this fucking vaccine in me. Fuck off. And then there's me, just the middle ground, like, well, I'm going to take the vaccine. Or I'll get fired from a job I don't have. I'll get fired from my job. So I get the vaccine, and they're like, oh, we're going to fire you for a different reason. Oh, well, shit, now I got to unvaccinate myself. I got to cut my arm and bleed out of it. Bleed this, the vaccine out of me. I remember, I did that as a joke on stage, and it didn't go well. People were like, oh, how dare you, spreading misinformation. You're cancelled. You can't come here anymore. Well, you can't ban me here. You're an audience member. Oh, wait a minute. No, audience members are the new club owners. That actually might be a good thing. Anyway, before I get properly cancelled, this has been the David Morgan Brown experience. Yeah, brother. Hell yeah. I'm the cream of the crop. The creme de la meme. Yeah, boy. I'm about 5 seconds away from saying the N-word, but I'm going to keep it to myself. I'm just going to say it in my head. You remember when Booker T said the N-word on one of the ads? But he was talking to Hulk Hogan. It was just like, he got like too, he was like flexing and he got too into it. And as soon as he said it, he was like, oh, shit. He's like, oh, damn. But everyone else just kept going with it. It was just like, oh, crap. I think I fucked up my career. God damn it. Fuck you, Hulk Hogan. You cracker. All right. Yeah, I'm out of here. I gotta go do a doo-doo.